What if a downpour revealed the hidden struggles of a life most would overlook? As rain fell in relentless sheets over the bustling streets of Austin, 17-year-old Lila Harper huddled beneath an overpass, her knees drawn tightly to her chest. Clutching a tattered backpack, her soaked hoodie and worn sneakers spoke of a battle for survival. Beside her, a small cardboard sign read, "Hungry, will work for food. Thank you." On this stormy night, beneath the chaos of the city, Lila's story was about to unfold, revealing the resilience hidden within despair. Life hadn't always been this way for Lila. Just a year ago, she'd been a high school senior with dreams of becoming an engineer. But when her single mother fell ill, Lila had to drop out of school to care for her. The mounting medical bills consumed everything they had, and when her mother passed away, Lila found herself with no home and no family to turn to. Now she survived on the streets, relying on the kindness of strangers and the hope that someday her situation might change. But tonight, as the rain continued to fall, that hope felt distant. The sound of an electric car rolling to a stop nearby drew Lila's attention. A sleek black Tesla pulled up, its headlights cutting through the dim light under the overpass. The driver's side door opened, and a man stepped out, pulling up the hood of his rain jacket. It was Elon Musk. At first, Lila didn't recognize him. To her, he was just another passerby, one who might drop $1 into her cup and move on. But as he approached, she realized he seemed familiar. "Hey," Elon said, his voice warm but inquisitive. "You okay out here?" Lila hesitated, unsure of how to respond. "I'm fine," she said quietly, though her shivering frame betrayed her words. Elon glanced at her sign, then back at her face. "Will work for food?" he repeated. "What kind of work are you looking for?" "Anything," Lila replied, her voice tinged with both desperation and determination. "I just want a chance." Elon crouched down to meet her gaze, his expression serious but kind. "What's your story?" Lila swallowed hard, feeling a lump rise in her throat. She wasn't used to people asking that question, let alone listening to the answer. But something about his demeanor encouraged her to open up. I was going to finish high school," she began, her voice trembling. "I wanted to study engineering, but my mom got sick, and I had to take care of her. After she passed, I didn't have anywhere to go." Elon's face softened as he listened. "Engineering, huh?" he said, his tone thoughtful. "You've got big dreams." "I did," Lila admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "But now, I don't know." Elon stood, brushing rain off his jacket. "Let's start with something simple," he said, gesturing toward his car. "You're coming with me. Let's get you a meal and figure this out." Lila hesitated, her instincts telling her to be cautious. But Elon's sincerity was hard to ignore. Reluctantly, she grabbed her backpack and followed him to the car. They ended up at a small diner a few miles away, one of those places with checkered floors and vinyl booths. The warmth of the restaurant was a stark contrast to the cold rain outside. As they sat down, Elon handed her a menu. "Order whatever you want," he said. Lila stared at the menu, overwhelmed by the options. She hadn't had a proper meal in weeks, and the thought of eating something warm made her eyes sting with tears. Finally, she ordered a burger and fries, her voice barely steady. As they waited for their food, Elon leaned forward. "So you wanted to study engineering," he said. "What got you interested in that?" Lila's face lit up slightly for the first time that evening. "I've always loved building things," she said. "When I was a kid, I used to take apart old radios and try to put them back together. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but I loved figuring out how things worked." Elon smiled. "Sounds like you've got the mindset of an engineer. Have you ever thought about working in tech?" Lila shrugged. "I used to, but without a high school diploma or money for college, it's not exactly realistic." "Realistic is overrated," Elon replied, his tone playful but firm. "Sometimes you just need someone to open a door for you." By the time Lila finished her meal, she felt more at ease. Elon's questions about her interests and ambitions made her feel seen in a way she hadn't in months. As the waitress cleared their plates, Elon reached into his jacket and pulled out a business card. He slid it across the table toward Lila. "This is my assistant's number," he said. "Call her tomorrow. Tell her I sent you. I want to get you into one of our apprenticeship programs at Tesla." Lila stared at the card, her hands trembling as she picked it up. Wait, are you serious? Completely, Elon said, his tone matter-of-fact. You've got potential, and I don't like seeing potential go to waste. The program will train you, help you get on your feet. You'll have to work hard, but I think you're up for it. Tears welled up in Lila's eyes as she clutched the card to her chest. I don't even know how to thank you, she said, her voice breaking. Just make the most of it, Elon replied, smiling. As they left the diner, Lila paused to take it all in. The warm meal, the chance at a new beginning, and the surreal reality of meeting one of the world's most influential people. She couldn't help but smile through her tears. A passerby snapped a photo of the two as they stood outside the diner. Lila holding the business card and Elon gesturing toward his car. The photo, shared on social media with the caption, Elon Musk gives homeless teen a chance at Tesla, quickly went viral. By the time Lila made it to the hotel Elon had arranged for her that night, her phone was buzzing with notifications. Strangers from around the world were sharing words of encouragement and support. Lying in the soft bed, clutching the business card like a lifeline, Lila finally allowed herself to dream again. The day after meeting Elon Musk felt surreal for Lila Harper. She had spent the night in the hotel Elon arranged for her, marveling at the warmth of the bed, the softness of the sheets, and the fact that for the first time in months, she wasn't worrying about where she would sleep. But as comforting as the moment was, a lingering doubt weighed on her mind. Was this real? Could someone like her truly have a chance at Tesla? With the business card Elon had given her clutched tightly in her hand, she made the call to Sophie, Elon's assistant. To Lila's surprise, Sophie's tone was not just professional, but welcoming and encouraging. By the time the call ended, Lila was scheduled for an orientation session at Tesla's apprenticeship program the very next day. The Tesla campus in Austin was unlike anything Lila had ever seen. The buildings gleamed with modern architecture, surrounded by lush green landscaping and bustling with engineers, technicians, and other employees. Lila arrived in an outfit she had carefully picked from the donated clothes she'd been given, hoping to look presentable. At the reception desk, Sophie greeted her with a warm smile. Welcome, Lila. It's great to finally meet you in person, Sophie said, handing her a sleek folder containing her schedule, ID badge, and training materials. As Sophie guided her through the sprawling campus, Lila's nerves eased slightly. The tour ended at the training lab, a state-of-the-art facility filled with workstations, 3D printers, and robotics equipment. Lila's instructor, Mark, introduced himself with an easygoing demeanor that immediately put her at ease. Don't worry about what you don't know yet, Mark said, gesturing to a nearby workstation. We'll teach you everything you need. All you need to bring is a willingness to learn. Lila nodded, determined to prove herself. I won't let you down, she said. The first week of training was both exhilarating and exhausting. Lila's hands-on assignments ranged from basic tools and safety protocols to assembling small components for Tesla vehicles. While some tasks came easily to her, thanks to her knack for tinkering, others left her feeling frustrated and out of her depth. On more than one occasion, she wondered if she had made a mistake. The other trainees, many of whom came from technical schools or had prior experience, seemed to pick things up much faster. But every time doubt crept in, Lila reminded herself of where she'd come from and how far she'd already come. Mark noticed her struggles and offered encouragement. No one expects you to be perfect on day one, Lila, he said. Remember, even Elon started somewhere. The mention of Elon spurred her on. The man who had given her this opportunity believed in her, and she was determined not to let him or herself down. 2 weeks into the program, Lila was at her workstation, concentrating on a particularly tricky assembly. She was so focused that she didn't notice the room grow quieter, or the faint buzz of murmurs from her fellow trainees. Looking good, Lila, came a familiar voice. Startled, she looked up to see Elon Musk standing beside her workstation, a faint smile on his face. He was dressed casually in a black t-shirt and jeans, but his presence commanded attention. Lila scrambled to her feet, her face flushing. Mr. Musk, I didn't see you there. Elon chuckled. Relax, Lila. I just wanted to see how you're settling in. I'm learning a lot, she said, her voice steadying. It's hard, but I'm doing my best. Elon nodded approvingly. Good. Remember, it's not about how fast you learn. It's about sticking with it. You've got the right mindset. Keep it up. He turned to address the other trainees. The reason we do programs like this is because I believe in giving people opportunities. Potential doesn't always come in a neat package. It's about resilience, determination, and heart. And Lila here has all three. The room erupted into applause, and for the first time in a long time, Lila felt a surge of pride. Unbeknownst to Lila, a photo of her and Elon at the diner had gone viral on social media. The story of the homeless teen given a chance by one of the world's richest men captured hearts around the world. Some praised Elon for his generosity, while others debated whether his actions were a publicity stunt. The attention made Lila uneasy at first, but Elon reassured her. "Ignore the noise," he said when she brought it up. "The only thing that matters is what you do with this opportunity." Taking his advice to heart, Lila focused on her training, blocking out the distractions and proving to herself and others that she belonged. Months passed, and Lila's transformation was nothing short of remarkable. She excelled in the apprenticeship program, earning the respect of her peers and instructors. Her confidence grew with each completed project, and by the end of her training, she was offered a full-time position at Tesla. Her first real paycheck brought tears to her eyes. She used it to rent a small apartment, finally leaving behind the uncertainty of living on the streets. But Lila didn't stop there. Inspired by Elon's belief in her, she began volunteering at local shelters, sharing her story and encouraging others to pursue their dreams. 1 year after joining Tesla, Lila was invited to present her ideas for improving the efficiency of Tesla's assembly processes. The presentation took place in front of a panel of executives, including Elon himself. Nervously adjusting her blazer, Lila stepped up to the podium and began her presentation. Her voice trembled at first, but as she outlined her ideas, her passion shone through. By the end, the room erupted in applause. Elon approached her afterward, a rare smile on his face. "You've come a long way, Lila," he said, "and you're just getting started." Lila's journey didn't just change her life. It inspired countless others. With Elon's support, she launched a mentorship program at Tesla to help disadvantaged youth enter the tech industry. The program provided training, resources, and opportunities to those who, like Lila, just needed someone to believe in them. Years later, when asked about her incredible journey, Lila always said the same thing. "It all started with someone who gave me a chance when I thought I had none." And somewhere, Elon Musk, watching from the sidelines, couldn't help but feel proud.